Hi, welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about Lavender House by Lev AC Rosen. As you know, longtime viewers, we frequently cover science fiction, fantasy, horror here on Bar Cart Bookshelf, a lot of speculative fiction, but I also love a good mystery plot, speculative or not, and Lavender House absolutely scratched that itch for me this month. It's a historical mystery set in the early 50s, and it's one of those that's just right from the start pitch perfect in that tone. And for me, with detective fiction, with a mystery, getting that tone right on the first page is really going to bring me in. It is a queer historical fiction novel, queer historical mystery, and it begins with Andy Mills, our detective for the story, having just been fired from his job from the San Francisco Police Department for being caught in a raid at a queer nightclub. He's drinking martinis, he's like down on his luck, and in walks a woman with a case to solve the murder of her wife. This wealthy family living in sort of an isolated estate further up the coast. And Andy Mills finds himself sort of drawn into this world where this family is very open with each other, but also keeping the secrets of their family business and of their own sort of internal tensions. So what follows is really a lovely photograph of a period of time, a twisty mystery, and the promise of more adventures from Andy Mills to come. Definitely an angle for a detective that I'd like to see a lot more of, and there is going to be a sequel later this year. So fingers crossed for, I would love to see a dozen books like this, one really proper, like a detective, because this was just a real fun one for me. One of those that from just the very beginning, like, oh, this is scratching all my boxes. And of course, we had to have a drink to match. And since it's a little bit of an involved drink, we'll talk as we go and get started on the Lamontaine Fizz. As I said, there's sort of a wealthy family there in the soap business. And so we're going to have our sort of soapy thing. Andy Mills, when we start out, is drinking martinis in this bar, so gotta have gin as our base. Right now, I'm using the Old Tom gin, that sort of softer, more approachable style of gin. Mills is a Navy veteran, so you certainly wouldn't go amiss with a higher proof Navy strength gin. If you wanted to swap that out for that there. You're going to get 2 ounces of your favorite gin here into your shaker. Now, to brighten things up, I'm going to get 3/4 of an ounce. Ooh, helps if I have the right side of my jigger. 3/4 of an ounce of lime cordial. Have a recipe to make that lime cordial in the description below. That's that sort of syrup, sweet sour syrup made with the lime juice and the lime peels, so you get a real depth of flavor while bringing some brightness and some sweetness to our cocktail. As I said, they're in the soap business. They're growing a lot of flowers on this sort of private estate. And so to bring that, we're going to get a 1/4 ounce of creme de violette. You do want to be careful not to have too much more, because this is one of those ingredients that can make your cocktail very soapy if you get too much of that in there. And it's going to bring a nice florality in moderation, and it's going to give us a sort of light lavendery purple color to our cocktail. And finally, for our shaker, we are going to add some lavender bitters. Wonderful, wonderful. Get a good couple of dashes. You gotta have some lavender in there. Easy to add more, hard to add less, but you really want that lavender to come through. because we can't have a drink for Lavender House without some lavender. Just nice, floral, real intensity of flavor in there. Lovely. Then we're going to get our ice down into our tin. Fantastic. And we're going to shake it up, wake it up. Nice and refreshing. We're going to double strain that to make sure that we don't have any ice chips in our highball glass. As you can see, we're looking a little nice and light purple here for our Lamontaine Fizz. To finish it off, we're going to top with some unflavored, just simple seltzer, club soda, soda water, and brighten it up. Because while Andy Mills is drinking his martinis in the beginning, you're going to want a highball for spring and to keep your head about you when you're solving a mystery. I have to think, because he's drinking 5 or 6 of these, that it's got to be a 50-50 martini. I, myself, am going for the Fizz. This is the Lamontaine Fizz, inspired by Lavender House. Lavender House is available now. Just last week, it was announced that it is a nominee for a Lambda Award for a Best Queer Mystery of 2022, along with a slate of some really other excellent mysteries. Got a link to snag the book in the description below. To the Boston Shaker, where we get all of our tools and ingredients, things like the lavender bitters, the fine mesh strainer. We've got links to various forms of social media, including Twitter and Instagram, where there's always a written version of today's recipe. Try the drink. Let me know what you think. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about what we do here. It really does help us find new audiences. So, until next time, cheers.